Hello everyone, welcome back to my Unreal Engine tutorial series. So today I'm going to work on this collecting arrows from this quiver that I have in the ground. So when I go near here, I will get this collect arrows with E notification and pay attention to the top left corner where it shows the arrow count, and as I press E, just like that, arrow count increased to 5. So that means I collected the arrows on the ground. So that's what I am going to cover today. And as always, this episode is sponsored by these generous Patreons. Thank you very much for the support you guys are giving me. Alright, so first, in order to collect arrows, let me open the human class. Right, and I already have this quiver, and actually I think I should do a little bit of a refactoring to my code. The problem is this: in my arrow is kept in this quiver, and all the day it is another actor blueprint, and so this one holds the arrows and all the details, and also the other resource data, fire count, poison count, everything is scattered in the character blueprint. So this is I think this would become messy in the future as I continue to improve my systems. So I think I should encapsulate this arrow and this poison and other fire element counts and all the resources into another inventory component, so things would be cleaner. Right now, so therefore, first I'll change the name of this quiver into inventory. So yeah, it would be less confusing. Right, and what's next? And I'm going to implement this BPI inventory interface on this inventory blueprint. So these are the current methods I have here in the BPI inventory. Okay, so I need to collect arrows. So for that I need a new method here, something like collect resource or add to inventory. So let's create a new function, add to inventory, and so here as the input I need to insert the resource type and the amount. So I have a little problem here. I have created this magic type, and this has only this fire, poison and frost. These are the magic types, so the element types that I have used. So since I am doing this in a progressive way, or I'm doing this as I learn, I will have some doubts as I do things. So when I encounter problems, I will refactor, rename and change my code. So I hope you are okay with this. So now I can't put things like arrows and other things that I wish to collect. For example, this leaves, red leaves, green leaves, blue leaves and wood and feathers and graphite. So these things are not exactly magic types. So therefore, I'm gonna need another enumeration here. And so, but in that enumeration, I need these magic types as well, because they are also the resources that I can gather in the world. So I'll duplicate this magic type and I'll rename it to resource types. And I already have these three, and I'll add arrows, and I will add other things like wood and green leaves and everything as I implement them. Okay, now here I can define the input types like this: resource type. This should be in the resource types, and count or amount. This should be an integer. Okay, now let's implement this function in this BP inventory. Here, what's the method name? Add to inventory, right? Oh, okay, this is the function. And here I already have a variable to hold the arrow count, but if I create variables like this, then I'd have to create too many variables to represent each type of these resources. So therefore, let's create a special type of variable. Actually, it's this type, a map. So let's create another variable. I'll call it resource counts, and yeah, so I'll reset that. So select the resource type like this, and this is the actually that is this enumeration, and then click on this icon and change it to a dictionary like this, and in the dictionary select the type integer in here and compile. Right, now we have this resource dictionary. So here I can add to whatever the type of, yeah, I'll show you an example here. So here we have this, now this data structure, the map. So here I can add elements like this and assign a type, let's say fire, and add amount like this, and another type, frost, like this. So just like this I can add elements here. So now let's add whatever the given type of resource to this resource counts variable. Get this, and what are the variables functions I have? Yeah, let's use this add, and the type is given by this variable and the amount is given by this variable, and compile. Right, Now, so I need to replace this arrow count with this resource counts variable. So let's see what are the places that I have used arrow count. Okay, it's here. So let's get the resource count and get no, what do we have here? Find, yeah, let's do it like this. So instead of this arrow count, I need to get the arrow count here within this resource counts variable. So let's do a branch. If this variable is true, this will return false if there is no arrows resource type added to this resource counts. So if it is the case, then in the false branch I should return yes with the false, and if it has a value, then I should check if that value is larger than 0. In that case I should return true, otherwise false. Okay, where is the have used it? Right, now here instead of this array count, arrows count, I'll get this and find arrows. I'm not sure if it would give any errors if I didn't check for the validity of this node. So let's just directly output it and see. Okay, where else? Here I'll copy this part. No, actually I have to do it like this. Can I set it here? I'm not sure it would work like this, but let's see. Okay, now I can finally get rid of this arrow count, and let's see if that works. Right, now in the upper top left corner there are no arrows, so I can't equip the bow. It says no arrows. So let's collect some arrows in here with this resource blueprint. So how can I do that? Somehow I need to call this this add to inventory function or event with the arrow resource type with the amount in order to add arrows to my inventory. So let me open my BP resource variable, and here as you can see, as we have already implemented in the last episode, when I go here it shows press E to collect arrows. So collect arrows in the bracket E. So when I press E, that thing I just explained, calling this function should happen. So let's do it like this. I think I have already implemented yeah, this part, a start interaction, and so I have implemented this part in a previous session. So here what happens is when my character encounter any interactable actor like here, So it sets as the interactable actor, and when I press E, it calls this start interaction interface method on that interactable actor already registered, right? Let's see, where did I use this? Find references. Alright, I first implemented this on the host actor. So in order to climb up on the host, I need to press C. So I implemented this host as an interactable actor by implementing this PPI interactable interface. So I'll do the same in this resource as well. I'll register interactable actor with the reference of self. That means this resource blueprint, and when I leave this overlap area, I should unregister it. So that means I need to call this set in register interactable actor with a null reference like this. Okay, by doing this, I set this blueprint resource as the interactable actor that I have defined in this character human, and then when I press E, it will call this start interaction method or event on the registered actor. I hope this is clear to you. Right, now let's implement start interaction. Oh, wait, start interaction. Why can't I implement the method? Did I implement? Oh, right, I have to implement this interactable interface here. Okay, now only I can implement that. Start interaction. Oh, wait, I need to compile. Now it should work. Right, start interaction. Okay. Right, now it calls this start interaction. This is what should I do? What I should do? I need to get a reference to the inventory of this interacting actor and call add to inventory event on that. So first I need a way to get this quiver. I should change this to inventory now. Well, I think this part is a little bit complicated than the things that I have already covered, but if you have any confusions, just let me know in the comments. I'll try to explain things or answer these questions. And I have defined this quiver reference, quiver variable. This holds the actor that I have as a child actor component here. So I'm setting it here like this. So to make it make more sense, I'll change this one to inventory. Why can't I use this name? Okay, I changed the name to inventory. And here I do have a small problem. I am casting this child actor to inventory and set the inventory variable. I generally don't like to do casting, but for now I'll leave it as it is. Otherwise I'm gonna have to create another interface for BPI inventory, and I already have it. So I'll get rid of this casting later, but for now I'll leave it as it is. So now I need a way to access the inventory of this human. So let's add another method to, well, this character is also implementing BPI inventory, which I should change later. I'll change it later. I need to remove that because that is just contradicting. That's wrong. So I'll add a new function here, get inventory, and it should return some actor, just the actor. The type should, I'll name it inventory. Alright, now let me implement it. Let's implement it here. No, it should be here. Yeah. Oh wait, I need to compile. Okay, it's here. Let's implement it. Let's get this inventory and get child, get why can't I type? Get child actor and return it. Right, now here get the interacting actor and get inventory event, and if I get a valid inventory like this, I'm using this is valid part just to be safe. If it is valid, we can call add resource. What is the event? Add to inventory. Add to inventory, and the resource type here should be arrows, and the amount, well, I'll promote this to a variable. Since this is BP resource, it's better to keep it as a variable so that I can use the same thing or child classes and just change the type and the amount. And so I can use the same thing to collect arrows or fire elements or frost elements or leaves, everything. So everything is fixed by doing this. Okay, now for the default type I'll use arrows, and the amount I'll use 5. Right, now everything should work, but we may have one problem. This one. Let me show you it. So let's go here. Now I don't have arrows, so I can't shoot. So let's press E and let me equip another arrow. Now I can shoot, but as you can see, still it shows 0 out of 30 in the arrow count, but I can shoot. So the problem is that UI part is not updated as I collect arrows. So let's fix that. Where should I fix it? Actually, that update in UI part happens in this update arrow count method, but this update arrow count method has nothing in the human because the base class is not connected to any UI. but I have implemented it in the here in the player character. So we need to call this method in order to update the UI. Actually, we can take care of this inside the inventory itself. So yeah, for now let's do it like this. Go here. So this should not be common for the arrows, it should be a universal method. So therefore, for now I do it only for arrows. Switch, and if it is arrows, we need the HUD. It should be arrow, and as well as I should do this update only if this inventory is connected or owned by the player character. So we need to check that. Get parent actor and is player. Can use this one. This is also defined in the BPI character interface. So only if this part is true, I should update the UI. Only if that part is true, and only if this is arrows. Let's get the HUD. Get player controller and get HUD. Right, get HUD and update arrow count. Call it like this, and the arrow count is get the resource count, find the key is arrows, and put the value, and quiver capacity I'll just hard code it as 30 for now, and let's see if that works. Okay, no arrows. Go here, collect arrows. Yeah, now you can see the arrow count is instantly updated, and this decrement will not work. There is a reason for that. I think this part is not working. Consume arrow part. Yeah, this thing does not work. So therefore, let's do it like this. Set. No. How can I set a value here in the map? How can I? Okay, let's try this. Yeah, as it explains here, adds a key and value to the map. If something already uses the provided key, it will be overwritten with the new value. Okay, so that's right. So we need one smaller than this, and also we need to clamp this between min should be 0 and max should be this, because I don't need to have minus values, and place it here, and arrows. Now I guess it should work. Let's see. and we get this another minus e thing. I'm not sure why it get. Right, now arrow count is updated to 5, and yeah, it is working. Alright, now this is our new inventory system, and that's all I'm going to do for today. And sorry for doing this all the mistakes and refactorings and everything, because I have to do it because I need to keep a proper architecture in my game, otherwise I will run into problems in later. And this still, I don't think the architecture is clean yet. I may need to do some cleanups yet later. So alright, that's all for today. And yeah, I'll upload the latest source code into my Patreon page. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of my Patreon club right here. Link would be in the description below. Patreon.com/code like me. And thank you for watching. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.